No. Hey everybody. Oh, look, I got my people in here now. Go ahead and drop a green heart emoji on your way in. Hit the like button. So we are about to go ahead and get started. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Army Princess. For those of you who are watching me for the very first time, I'm Army Princess, U.S. Army soldier. I've been in the military over 10 years now, and I love to share my experiences with you all. Tonight, we have my BFF on.
I'm always on.
Hey, how everybody doing?
Oh, she geeked.
I am. I'm excited. Hey, Crystal. My name is Shantavia. Me and Ashley actually met in Japan. That was my first duty station. I am no longer in the military, but I did do 4.5 years as a 42 Alpha human resource specialist. Yeah, I'm excited to be here. Excited to talk about the military. Excited to tell you guys about how you need to have your goals prior to coming in and kind of like transitioning out, if this might be a goal or just like a milestone, something to use to get you, boosted in today's tough economy. So back to you, Ashley.
So I got a few questions lined up that I want to talk to her about. We may have Andrea pop in whenever she comes in. So we'll just add her to the live, but we're going to go ahead and get started. And I have questions for y'all. Y'all already know how we go. Questions, and then we're going to open it up for answers. I want to have a lot of time in this live for y'all to ask your questions, whatever questions you have. And then we also have a giveaway. So if you are watching me for the first time and you haven't watched it in a long time and you haven't watched my videos lately, then you wouldn't know, but we are in We Run June. So we have had a lot of people join the run group. The run group is doing awesome. You know how many miles we got?
A lot. We got over 100. I know
that.
Oh,
y'all running? Y'all running?
We've been running.
We got check.
Well, I got people in the live that's been running. Some people that said they was gonna run and didn't run.
I'm gonna have to get out there with you. I'm gonna have to get out there with you.
Yes, we got a lot of people. Let me go ahead. So
yeah, you go ahead.
I want to ask a few questions for you, Shantavia. So a lot of my subscribers are people that are either planning on joining the military or about to join the military or just recently came into the military. So since you've been in the military before, you know what it's like. What is one piece of overall advice that you would give somebody who is joining the military?
Preparation. There is so many jobs in the military that you can do. So just prepare prior to going in to take your ASVAB and you get your GT score. Just brainstorm on what it is that you want to do. If you already have prior education, think about some jobs that may align with that field, so that, like I said, you can build on those skills. Yeah, just preparation. That would be my biggest thing I would say prior to going in.
You have anything you want to add?
No. Set some goals. Talk to somebody that's, well, I guess I do. I hate when people say, nah, I don't have nothing to add. Then they go into a long soliloquy. Like, especially at the end of the meetings on a Friday afternoon. I hate that. But yeah, get some advice. Follow Army Princess with 2 N's.
Yeah, and ask people too, if you know somebody that is doing that job in the military. I know, like for instance, MPs. Prior to knowing what an actual military police officer does, that's something that I thought I wanted to do. But after speaking to a couple folks, those are the individuals that work all the events. They do gate guard. So these are just things that you have to think about. You might not have your weekends. Versus if you had like an HR job. Ashley is medical, so there were certain holidays when I was active that I would get off that she would not. She would have to work because people are sick 24/7. So these are also things to think about.
Oh yeah, that's good advice. That's advice that people don't normally think about. But I know for me, my job, I didn't do any research at all when picking my job. I knew I wanted something medical, but I didn't do any research in particular as far as pharmacy technician, and I didn't know what it entailed. And I always say, had I known what it entailed, I probably would not have picked this job. Like she said, there's like a lot of days that people got off. Even there's days that my husband is off because he's active duty, but I'm not off, of course, because there's people that admitted to the hospital 24/7. So we get some holidays, but it's not like all of the holidays like a lot of other units get, or maybe even your roommates or the people that you encounter. So really do your research. Is like the biggest piece of advice that I could give for somebody joining.
Definitely.
So I know we were staying together, but I'm probably like your best military experience, not just but what's your best military experience since you've been in the military while you were in?
While I was in, I would definitely have to say it would be my first duty station. I was 19 when I joined the military, and I got told I was being sent to Camp Zama, Japan. I cried. I was terrified being in a different country, different time zone, leaving your friends, everybody behind. And I was actually the only person out of my AIT that got orders to go to Japan. Yes. So just seeing the different cultures in Japan, the drinking age was 20. So, a year after being stationed in Japan, I was able to, start drinking, which is always a good time in the military. The barracks parties, of course. Japan was it was great. It was amazing. The culture was amazing. The food. I got to see a lot of great places, Tokyo Disney. Like I said, we had a lot of parties, a lot of fun. And I met a lot of people, a lot of connections that I still talk to those individuals today. So yeah, it would definitely have to be my experience in Japan.
I got a question for you. Since you mentioned that you joined young, and I forgot you joined young, were there any, like, besides not being able to drink, like what was your experience joining young? Do you think that like impacted anything? How was that joining young?
Oh, definitely. I have grown up, and that is because I was that soldier that was like, playing Guitar Hero, Xbox. Like I was partying all the time, drinking all the time. Like I was that party girl. It definitely made me grow up. I had to clean behind myself, laundry. It definitely grows you up being away from your family. You miss, some things in certain events that, if you're used to being home. But it definitely grew me up a lot and matured me a lot.
Is the stream going in and out? Look at them.
Okay, so you have any best military experience?
Oh, mine was Camp Zama where I met my boo.
Camp Zama.
All of us. We keep leaving.
I'm gonna turn the Wi-Fi off. Hold on. Quick second. We'll be right back. After these messages, we'll be right back. Y'all know nothing about that. All right.
We lost her.
We should get her back in a second. Shantavia, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Hopefully. Jesus. Sweet baby Jesus. Oh, don't tell me that's not working either. Oh, we're good.
So I think all of us, I probably could speak for all of us and say that our first duty station, we all met at our first duty station in Japan. And I know for me, that was my best duty station. She said it was her best duty station. And I know it was yours because you met me there.
Shantavia, can you see us?
Yeah, I can see y'all.
Hold on, don't hit nothing because I can see it right here. Can you hear us, Shantavia?
Yeah.
How do you know so?
Oh, no, it's not.
Hey, I'm sorry for the technical difficulties, y'all. We're trying to work through this real quick. We're about to try a couple things. Man, we lost her.
That's probably then she can come back in.
Yeah, we lost her. I'll text her phone. I'm gonna go ahead.
Hey, yo, real quick, because I see people that's in this live that be in the live every week. So thank y'all. And then people that I talk to on Instagram that tag me in Instagram, give me their Instagram shout outs, people that's in the We Run June. So yes. Somebody said here for Andrea. I messaged her.
Text her.
I think she on Central Time. But shout out to everybody that's been running. Like I see people in my live here that's been running, so that is amazing. So back to the questions. My best military experience, I would say, would be in Japan. And Japan is kind of where it was my first introduction to the military. And like Shantavia said, I got orders when I was in AIT. After basic training, you go to AIT, and that's when they give you your orders for your first duty station. So mine said Camp Zama, Japan. I didn't know what it was. I had to Google it. And I didn't want to go there, but it was like probably my best experience. Go overseas. If you can go overseas, go overseas, because I love being stationed overseas. It is so much fun, so much to learn, so much to see. You will have an amazing time. So Shantavia, what's the most valuable piece of info that you got from the military, or something that you was able to get while you were in?
I would say make connections. Make connections. Yeah, just make connections. Because you don't never know who you're gonna run into. So don't burn any bridges. I would definitely say that. The Army is very, 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 very small. Even after you get out, if you plan on transitioning to a GS civilian job, which also pays well, you'd be surprised who you run into again. So very, very small, make great connections, and don't burn any bridges.
So I think we got her professional facade.
You know, I be trying. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna need you to relax the shoulders a little bit. Like I like the little professional stuff, but maybe we need to ask some questions about 585. You know what I'm saying?
listen.
Y'all let us know if y'all want some Barracks life questions. Y'all guess y'all can comment in the comment section.
Listen, some drunken nights.
Most valuable piece of information that I gotten is, I would say, like the military opens up a lot of doors for you. So making connections, like she said, making connections, like what she said, is very, very valuable, which in turn opens up more doors for you. So you can do like so many things by being in the military. I feel like things that you probably wouldn't think to do or wouldn't have the means to do if you weren't in. So even like little things like going to school or just having other types of, what's the thing, like for buying a house and stuff like that.
Oh, hey, cut it out.
So, Toya, the military vegan G, do you have any recipes for some good curry on the side?
Ooh.
But she said y'all dry. She wanted to hear about Barracks life. I just interpreted what she said into what I thought she said.
Listen.
I'm just saying, I'm giving the people what they want. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to think of a good Barracks story.
I know my babe wasn't involved in none of that. Why? Because she was always wholesome.
So you thought.
Always wholesome.
So you thought. I will say, if you are single, you will end up in the barracks if you don't have any kids. In your certain rank, depending on where you're stationed at, you will end up in the barracks. The connections that you make with people are amazing. We one night in particular, we were supposed to go to it's called, what was it? The little club up the street. Zama Club.
Oh, so much, you know what it was.
Pretty much, it was like an enlisted club, so everybody would go there to drink and party on the weekends. So everybody in the barracks, including Ashley, we had planned to go all to the Zama Club or whatever. So everybody was supposed to get dressed I don't know how we ended up in the day room, but
I was reading scriptures.
That's what it started out like that. Started out reading scriptures, and somebody brought in some bottles. Next thing you know, it was a boom box in there. People was dancing. People was hitting some splits. It was going down in 585.
You were supervisor, right?
I was supervising.
I feel you.
I was making sure nothing went
south.
I
feel you.
Long story short, ain't nobody ever make it to the club that night because we all got drunk in the doggone day room and ended up passing out in our rooms.
Yeah, we had some good times in Japan.
Some really good times.
Y'all, go overseas. I was talking to my soldier earlier this week, and I asked her, she's about to get out, and I asked her what was her biggest regret that she didn't do something she wished she would have did while she was in, and she said she wished she would have went overseas. She said she got the option to go to Italy, and she turned it down, and I was like, what? So if you can go overseas, if you get the option to re-enlist, or if they want to put you on orders for overseas, definitely, I would say in your military career, go overseas if you can. It is an experience, and it's different from the States. It's different from Reserve and National Guard and all that stuff. What is your biggest challenge you faced while you were in?
I'm gonna be honest. It was connecting with older women as far as guidance or leadership. It's very hard to find a mentor while you're active that is a female. They're great leaders across the board, but I will say I found it very difficult while I was in to find that mentorship and that leadership. So I will challenge everyone, if you do plan on going in and that is a path, try to find someone that you can trust, someone older that has some experience in the military, not these clowns in the barracks that's trying to tell you how to, you know what I'm saying, maneuver through. Don't listen to them stories. Find somebody that has a good head on their shoulders and latch onto them and suck them for all of their knowledge. Because like I said, the connections is the biggest thing. That'll get you indoors. That, you know, your hard work sometimes is overlooked because of the connections that you have. So yeah. So I'll just say that.
What you got?
What's the question?
Oh yes, Jose, them Barracks lawyers. Don't listen to them. Do not listen to them. They will get you caught up.
Yes.
Every time.
Oh, let me real quick, because since you said that Barracks lawyers getting you caught up. Sorry. So I have to tell this story about my soldier, not recent soldier, like a long time ago. This is a story about how the barracks lawyers messed him up. So when you come on base, every time you come on base, you have to show your ID card. So he was brand new, just got to his first duty station. He had a roommate. They went out to the club on the weekend. He forgot his ID card in his room. So when they were coming back on, his roommate told him to get in the trunk. So yeah, they told him to get in the trunk. Yeah, we can bring her on. Hey, Andrea.
Hey. Oh my goodness. Not sure what is going on, but I'm here.
Okay. Let me finish kind of my story real quick. So they told him to get in the trunk because he didn't have an ID, so that he can go through the gate. So long story short, when they went through the gate, the MPs told them, they did like a random check and was like, you know, open your trunk. You know how they do a random spot check. He was in the trunk. So
Lord Jesus.
So he his unit, his commander was called, and everybody was called, and it was a whole big mess because it looked like he was trying to sneak on base. I mean, I guess technically he was trying to sneak on base. So do not listen to the Barracks lawyers.
Do it.
Get your advice from leadership or somebody else, somebody that can really help you out. But let's go ahead and introduce. So you can go ahead and introduce yourself. If you can start by what your MOS is, where you stationed at, how long you've been in, and your rank. And I know you kind of got a lot going on because you're transitioning. So
Oh yes. Because I got off work. Look, I'm looking all tore. We just got off work about like an hour and 30 minutes ago. But I am Andrea Siobhan. I am currently a specialist in the United States Army. I am a 74 Delta, which is a chemical specialist, and I am in the process of reclassing to 68 Charlie, which is the Army OPN.
Ooh.
Oh, she hustled
Okay.
that. She got
Yes.
out of that MOS.
Yes.
Smart.
Okay, so we're gonna go back through the questions since you kind of just joined, and I want to hear your side of it. My first question was, what's one piece of general advice you would give somebody that's joining the military?
Be flexible. That's the first and foremost. Be flexible. When I first came in, I kind of thought that thing went completely not how it should have, and I was stressing myself out over trying to get answers on why things weren't the way I was told that they were going to be. But after it ended up working out. But what I try to tell people is be fluid, especially with a lot of these AIT students that I am in class with now. They they don't understand that yet. So you gotta be fluid, especially with today's I don't know if I can say it on YouTube just yet, but everything that's going on today, you definitely got to be a little flexible. And I would also tell them to remember why you joined. Always remember why you joined. Never forget that. You have people that get caught up in the drama. You have people getting caught up in trouble and stuff like that. People make mistakes. Anything happen. But as long as you remember why you joined the military in the first place, then that's going to keep you grounded.
That is good advice. That's amazing advice right there. So for you all who don't know, who may just be joining the live and kind of new to my channel, I already introduced Shantavia. This is one of my best friends from when I was at my first duty station, both of us at our first duty station. And she's out now. But is it Andrea or Andrea?
Andrea.
Andrea is, I've been watching her channel for a little over a year now, so go check out her channel as well after this. But she is currently reclassing, so that means she's changing from one MOS to another MOS. So she kind of went back to AIT. So if you all have any like current AIT questions, that's probably the person to answer your AIT questions. And we will get to questions in like probably another 10 minutes. So if y'all can hang tight, I just want to get some answers from her from some of the questions that we asked before. So what's one of your best military experiences you had since you've been in?
One of my best military experiences. So I'm not sure, I'm pretty sure you guys experienced this, but I've been in the Army for 4 years now, and I still get those times that how can I explain it? Those times where you're like, dang, I'm really in the Army, like I'm really doing this. And one of those best experience was when I took my kids to this little family day that we had, and it started early in the morning, so you still have people doing PT and everything else like that. And you have all the very high chain of command, our lieutenant colonels, current sergeant majors and stuff like that. And I was standing there in the middle of the motor pool, and you have all the vehicles and stuff running. You have all the little sections and stuff, but then you have this giant formation run by, and they're singing cadences. And they was on point. It was a nice, thunderous, roaring cadence. And I'm just sitting there looking at everybody in this uniform that's wearing the exact same uniform that I'm wearing. My kids running around having fun. My lieutenant colonel battalion commander is holding my daughter, walking her to play with some of the stuff. And I'm like, wow, I'm really in the Army. Like, I'm really doing this. This is crazy. So that was one of my favorite moments. Those moments that just remind me that this is something good that I'm doing, because being in the Army isn't always sunshine and rainbows. You actually said it in one of your videos, Armyprinncess. But yeah, it just, those little moments that remind me that I am doing something good. And those little moments are the times that I like.
Okay. Oh, that's a good little story. It made me feel all warm and fuzzy.
I don't know, being back in AIT, I've been hunting the good stuff. Man, it's definitely been stressful, but it's all right. It's okay.
That's good. I love San Antonio anyway. So
Ooh, San Antonio, that river walk.
I haven't even been yet. So we got here about 2 days before everything closed up, and I mean, I went to a very expensive bakery and accidentally spent $80. I wasn't expecting to spend, but other than that, I think I
Wow.
would like it if
Huh?
everything can open back up.
Did you walk away with stocks in the
Yeah,
bakery?
I was about to say that. Like, what did you
I
get?
ordered some quiche, some toast with some egg and avocado
I hope
on
that
it, some
sandwich
orange.
made itself for that. Like,
You know what? Because I was with my sister. I told my sister, I'm like, oh, so this is what rich people eat, because I can't afford to eat like this every day, but it was so good.
mm.
That's what's up.
Yes.
Oh, they ate that slow.
Oh, we got a new subby in here somewhere. I gotta pop this up. She said she just subscribed. I don't know to who,
Oh,
but thank you.
Don't forget to hit the notifications button.
And hit the like button. For y'all just joining, hit the like button.
so out of all the duty stations you guys been to, which one was your favorite?
So I've been to I've had one duty station.
Okay,
Stewart.
okay. Did you like Stewart?
Yeah, I like this. I like the post.
That's close to Atlanta. Is it not?
It's like 4 hours.
Okay.
So I like Fort Stewart because the location was bomb. You have Florida like 2 hours away. You have Savannah right there. You have Pooler, Atlanta. What is that? Like 4 hours away. So it was a perfect location. If you're willing to drive, it was always something. I didn't really like the unit I was in, so
Okay.
that's the only thing that made it not good. But other than that, I loved it.
I like this comment right here. Let me put this. Sounds like a sorority and fraternity.
Oh, I am in a sorority, just so y'all know. Ski-wee, my sorors, if you are out there, okay?
No one asked. Nah, that's what's up, though. That's but being in the Army is like a little family. You know, you
Yeah,
kind
it
of
is
look
like
out for each other.
Yeah.
So it definitely is. So yeah, definitely.
So I would say, like I already said, I would say my favorite duty station is Japan. But if I had to go to Japan tomorrow, I don't think it would be my favorite tomorrow, because I'm in a whole different place in my life.
Different. We
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
We done grewed up. You know what I'm saying? We grewed up.
Yeah, I done grew up, so now it's just not gonna be the same. But after Japan, I think my next favorite duty station was Georgia, and I was at Fort Gordon. So I love Fort Gordon. I love Augusta. So Toya G, you did not have to do that, Toya, but thank you, Toya. Send me your address, please. Send me your address after this, because I got some stuff I'm gonna be writing to people in basic training. I have my address in my description box, but thank you so much, Toya G. I really appreciate it. I got my little cards here that I'm gonna start writing to my subscribers. So I really appreciate it. You didn't have to do that. You in every single live.
Oh,
But if you want to drop some vegan recipes off in the
that too.
Armyprinncess at
I
gmail.com.
gotta drop some pounds. So
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I made some jerk lentils like 2 weeks ago, and I accidentally cooked the whole bag, and we've been eating off of it.
That was the whole bag?
Yeah, I cooked the whole bag.
I was wondering why we had so
That thing blew up like a match at a gas station, boy. There was lentils everywhere.
Drop them recipes.
Okay, so one more question for Andrea. I have a question. So first of all, did you join with your kid? You had kids already when you joined, right?
Yes, I have my son already.
So, because I know that's like one of my biggest questions that I get on my channel, and people asking like, "Oh, I'm scared to join with kids," or "How do I join with kids? How did you feel leaving your kids at home?" And I didn't have that experience because I was single when I joined. So, can you talk a little bit about like maybe challenges with that and how you were able to work through that?
Yes. So when I joined, I was actually married, and that's one of the questions that I get a lot from my subscribers is, how did I join? How am I a single parent? You know, I'm married. So I was married, and then I joined with my son, and I got divorced right after AIT. But being a parent in the Army, I want to say I didn't really I didn't think twice about it, only because I had a really strong support system. And I think that is what's going to make or break you, especially when you are a single parent in the Army. My grandmother is a very huge part of my support system. So when I left, I really wasn't worried. I felt like I was more emotional than my son would have been because my family was there with him. So I really didn't have to stress over that. And people would also ask me if I'm scared of deploying, if I'm scared of going to war and stuff like that with my son and my kids now. And the answer is still no, because one, I know my kids are going to be well taken care of. And two, it's just part of my job. It's something that I've already mentally prepared myself for.
Okay. That's good. Good advice for people, especially people that are, you know, leaving their kids behind to join the military and come in. So
yeah, it's definitely something to think about, but it's not an easy decision to make, but that support system is everything.
Mm-hmm.
That is also too something to touch on for people who are in relationships, are married. Understand that, you know, the military does push the aspect of family, and they do everything they can to make sure that you're able to co-parent and have a healthy foundation for your kids. But you are separated at times, long periods of times. So understand that if you're with a significant other, there might be periods of times where you guys go without seeing each other.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's a good point.
Because we've been separated some.
We have.
Oh, I heard our whole first year. Shantavia was my.
Back when y'all was having day parties, apparently.
Yes.
I thought you was in your room reading your Bible.
We were. We prayed first.
What you was praying for is the question.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? What's up?
Okay, so we are about to move into the giveaway. Real quick. Yeah, I want to do the giveaway.
Oh, prizes. Yeah. Okay.
And then after the giveaway, then we can maybe have just a few more questions and then open it up to question and answer. Because I see a lot of people over here on the comment side have questions, so we can get to y'all questions.
All right. So hey, shout out to Kevin Barr. That's my frat brother right there. Hey, shout out to him. He's an Army recruiter out there helping out in the comment section. Good looking out, bro. I love your support. So y'all, we've been running. We out here working out.
Yes, we run June.
So we run June, hashtag we run June, hashtag Armyprinncess, hashtag Armyprinncess Platoon. We all over there on Instagram. So we figured we'd go ahead and give away some Beats headphones to some of the live listeners.
Hold on, wait a minute. I would have ran if I knew we were getting Beats headphones.
No, ma'am, not. Hey, you can't run with your back. You can speed walk. You can do the Olympic walk.
Man.
You can do this. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely been watching those videos because they keep talking about a pop-up PT test, and I'm not ready. I can do anything else, but I can't run.
Ooh.
PT test. Oh no, I don't know where they do that at. They need to do that over there. But
like we didn't all just get off quarantine.
Yeah, they acting like we don't have that quarantine 15. You know? Hey, I am gonna throw a plug in there, y'all. Listen, if you're a Patreon subscribers, we have 2 of our Patreon members in here. You get an extra entry for the raffle. Mm-hmm. So, or for the giveaway, not a raffle, my bad. So for the giveaway. So everyone in here, drop a green heart emoji, and I'm gonna let them go for a few more questions, and I will add you into the little randomizer app that we have, and then after that, we'll run it. All the 2 Patreon members that we have in here so far, you get an extra entry. So drop your green heart emojis, and then when Ashley says go, we will give away the wireless Power Beats 3. Boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? All right, it's on you, babe.
Okay, so I got a question for y'all, kind of like a general question. I know, Shantavia, it's been a while since you did PT, but just PT questions. What's some PT advice y'all would give to people? Because everybody know this new PT test is coming. I thought they was gonna just kind of like throw it away because we just need to throw 2020 away in general. But they said they wasn't gonna throw it away.
It ain't going nowhere. I can tell you that right now. It ain't going nowhere.
But they made it optional though. They was wrong for that.
So what's some PT advice y'all can give people?
Well, I'm going to say one with the new PT test. I'm kind of looking forward to that 21 minutes because before I went to BLC, you know, you have to take that PT test. I ran, right now I'm 28. So I got 20 minutes and 30 seconds to run my 2 mile.
Young.
I came in at 1946. My first sergeant was like, I thought you was fast. I'm like, I thought so too. But so I need those extra seconds. But I would say when it comes to those distance runs, just do it. Don't track the time. Don't even ask how far you're running. Just keep going, because then you're going to be focused on the end goal. You're going to see how far it is, and you're just going to start to quit on yourself. So don't even ask. Just start running and keep running until they tell you stop. And then as far as the muscle failure days, just do it. Just so when people ask me, how do you get better at push-ups? How do you get better at sit-ups? You got to do more push-ups and sit-ups. Like you just got to get down there.
What you got, Shantavian?
Oh, for my advice?
Yeah.
Oh, I say just practice. Like I was good at PT while I was in, so I didn't really struggle with that side. But I just say just practice. When you do PT or if you're training, take it seriously. Don't play around with it.
I'm sorry, she said her arms be shaking like an earthquake. I feel that pain, boy. You get to that muscle failure. You mean they're doing a Harlem shake in a plank position?
Over there, tip drilling.
Not my bad. She don't do that. She read the Bible.
So if you have not watched my latest video, actually my latest video is like ACFT prep video at home. So everybody was saying they want an ACFT prep video, and then I dropped the ACFT video and it's got like 300 views. So y'all need to go watch my ACFT prep video, but I guess apparently people was nervous about the run because that one took off. So I have two videos up, two videos up on how to run and how to run faster, and then ACFT prep, and then on Monday or sometime next week, I'm gonna drop a push-up video. So right now, and we run June, we doing like all fitness and PT related videos. So I got some other stuff too, though, because people were asking me questions about growing a channel, and so I think I might do some like how to grow on YouTube videos as well. But we got a lot of big things coming for y'all.
Man, she said she watched it twice in all caps. Like that means she seriously watched.
When you're doing this PT, watch what you're putting in your body. You know what I'm saying? You can be doing all this running and all these push-ups and sit-ups, but if you're eating crap on a daily, you know what I'm saying, it's definitely going to show in your performance. So drink a lot of water. You know what I'm saying? Just make sure you're putting good substance in your body.
I feel personally attacked, Shantae.
I mean,
who's just ringing our doorbell
during the live?
It's probably like an Amazon drop off or something.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so since we got a little minute, because he's tallying up the winner right now. I want to tell y'all that I am going to be starting a little business here. And my first thing that I want to do is kind of cater to the people that are in basic training. So I got a lot of people say they're going to basic training, and I'm going to be offering like cards and envelopes, a packet, Armyprinncess package, basic training starter kit package for you all to be able to write home, write to loved ones, whoever you want to write. And you can also
wait till I can wait and start talking about it.
And I'm gonna be writing some people too. So I get subscriber mail all the time. So
wow, you out there spilling the tea, boy. You just couldn't wait.
Couldn't wait.
You know what I'm saying? Like we ain't even trademarked some of this stuff yet, boy.
Wait.
Tell you. Hey, so
let's announce the winner.
We have 27 entries, but Patreon members got 2 more, so we have 29 entries. I went to public school, so I had to add that up real quick.
Yeah.
And then so let me go ahead and rotate that through real quick, and then the winner for the Beats by Dre Power Beats 3 is going to be Miss Afro Kitty.
Yeah, Miss Afro Kitty.
And I got it right this time because I'll be messing up her name every live.
Hey.
So hey, go ahead. Well, she can go ahead and drop it in there again. She always on. There she go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, shout out to you, Miss Afro Kitty. Always.
I mean, if you don't want them, you can give them to me. You know what I'm saying? Good job for the running though.
And I think she's a Patreon
Yeah.
Follow her too. Hey, shout out. Thanks for the support. Please email your mailing address to armyprincess@gmail.com, and we will get this in the mail to you. Congratulations. Back
Congrats.
to you, Ashley.
Okay, so now I want to open it up to question and answer because we got a lot of question and answer. We got like over 30 people in this live. So, and a lot of people had some good questions. So one that I remember, somebody asked about joining at an older age, and I kind of get that question like in every single live. Advice for somebody joining at an older age. Do you all have any advice you want to give? What do you think?
Yes, you're not too grown, okay? I know that's coming off harsh, but when you join the Army, because right now, so we have a few older people in the class that I'm in now. One of them is actually 31, and it's just that I'm a grown up attitude. I keep hearing a lot of them say, "I'm too grown for this," or "I'm too grown for that." Understand that when you're in the Army, this is a whole nother learning situation for you. So this is unknown territory for you. So even though you are of a certain age, we understand you're an adult. We're not denying the fact that you're an adult and that that you have real life experiences. But what they are telling you is you're not grown in the Army yet when it comes to your mental situation going on. So just understand that, yeah, you're grown, but be open to learning, be open to listening. It's a lot of them that because they're higher in age, they want to be in charge, they want to lead and stuff like that, which is not a problem at all. Except you have to be as willing to follow and learn just as much as you are willing to lead and tell people what to do. So that's one of the issues that I've been running into. I'm 28 years old, and I'm not going to volunteer for any leadership positions, especially if I don't know what I'm doing. But that's one of the tips that I have.
Okay, good advice. What about you, Shantavia?
I'll just say you're going to come in if you have a degree, probably the highest as an E4. So just understand the age demographic that you're dealing with. People do join young, so you're going to be amongst a lot of young people. So you're just going to have to maneuver through that. It's sad to say it. I remember when I was in AIT and seeing the older people, and looking back now that I'm older, I really feel sorry for them because I was probably the little young private, like, wait, I'm not doing that. So I feel for you, but it's some growing pains, but you can get through it. You'll make your way through the ranks because you're mature. If you work hard work ethic, you'll shoot through the ranks and you'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. That's good advice. Okay, so next question. What are some tips on losing weight to join? So we get a lot of people that's a little overweight that want to join. They need a little help.
Like I said, you can run all the miles you want, do all the push-ups and sit-ups you want, but if you are putting junk in your body, it means absolutely nothing. When it comes to being in shape, they always say it's 80% of what you put in your body and only 20% of what you do in the gym. So let that sit and marinate. Drink water, no juices. If you can, just drink water. But yeah, put in your body.
Yeah, just pretty much she hit the nail on the head. You have to you just have to get down there and do it. You have to make sure you are eating healthy for one. That's the most important one, because I get a lot of people saying I work out, I go outside and I run, I do push-ups, but what are you eating? They say, oh yeah, I'm eating healthy, but how much are you eating? So it's way more. Eating healthy is way more than eating salads or eating or drinking water. If you're still eating too much of this healthy stuff that you're eating, that's still going to add to you.
Mm-hmm.
For example, like bananas, grapes, those type of foods that are healthy, but once you eat too many of them, it's just defeating that weight loss journey that you're on. So you also have to actually look into what you are eating as well, because that can definitely put weight on you and just hold you back from whatever goals that you do have.
Yeah, that's true. I like sugar and sodium. Those are the two things that kill American diets. As Americans, we have sugar and sodium
And you don't realize how much is in each thing.
Yup. The thing there, like there's so much in there. So actually, just if you really want to lose weight, you just got to focus on what you want to do and make it a priority. And it's not just about exercising; it's about eating right. But if you make it a priority, then you'll exercise the same time every day, or the same time every other day, and then you'll plan your meals out, and that'll be your priority. Not, hey, I got to do this, I got to do that, and then maybe I'll squeeze a workout in. So you got to change your focus and make that your priority so that you can achieve your goals.
That's a good point. I wanna caveat off that because I hear. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I hear a lot of people saying that they want to lose weight to join the Army, but he is absolutely right. They really do have to focus on turning it into more of a lifestyle because you don't want to lose that weight just to get into the Army. And then once you're in, you don't know, you go back to those old habits that you had because once you're in an Army, you better keep that weight off because high in weight is real and you will get kicked out. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
I like that point. I like that.
Yeah,
point.
not being in shape can stop you from promotions, from going to schools. So you definitely have to stay in shape. It's a snowball effect once you get flagged. So.
All right. So Nubian Lovely asks, can you make suggestions on where you want your first duty station to be? Not really.
You can't. They choose it for you. Look, you just be on that computer every day.
In your ask.
Yeah, you can ask, but it probably won't.
They don't care. They gonna send you where they need you.
Exactly.
You gotta ask in basic training.
In reception, you
They
do. I don't know what it's called.
I ain't asked for Japan, so that tells you right there.
They do good. They give you the what in basic? They still give them the 3 options.
Yeah, you do it in reception. I forgot what it's called. Where you
wish list.
The wish list. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You do a wish list in reception. So when you first get to basic, you in process at reception, and in reception you do all the blood work, and they give you a wish list, and you get to pick. I want Hawaii. I want Italy.
It sounds nice.
Where they need you.
Yeah, I feel like
nice.
Yeah, okay.
I feel like that's a farce. I need to reach out to somebody at reception. Like, cause do they really take
you up?
That's what I'm saying. Like, do they really take your file from reception and hold it for months?
Let me see what you said you wanted to go. No.
Come on. See, like, we here to give you the real. We ain't finna lie to you. I feel like but no, I'm not trying to just rain on the parade because my wife is used to it. But on the reals, when you join the military, it's just you working your way up. So as you achieve more and get more seniority, you'll have more control over your career. But when you first get in, you are what they call needs of the Army, and they kind of pretty much send you wherever the Army needs you. But I'm gonna tell you, just make the best out of wherever you go because you never know what happens. And my parents were sent to the worst place in the Army, and they got a big blessing. So
Fort Bliss?
Fort Polk.
Oh, never mind. They got it. They got that. They got that.
Oh, this is a good question. English language barrier. If English is not your first language, do they still have that class? Don't they have a class?
Yes, they have a class. Yeah, they do have a class. And they have a program actually where I think I don't know if you can get when you first join, but they do have a program that'll help you. Yeah. If English is not your first language. But I would say if English is not your first language, they'll work with you.
Yeah.
The Army is we always say it's the easiest job ever because they tell you where you need to be, what uniform you need to be in, and what you need to do.
Just show up.
Just show up. And if you're confused, you got a battle buddy that'll help you to the left and right. Like, what they say?
So don't worry about if English is not your first language. You will get it.
They break it down, Big Bird Barney style.
Okay. What else we got? Y'all can ask y'all questions.
I think I had seen a question earlier. Why did I get out the military?
That was a good one. Yeah, answer that. Tell us your story, girl.
Listen. So, I'm going to be honest. They wanted me to go to Iraq. And I had came in with some back issues. I will say for individuals that are in or thinking about going in, make sure you take care of your health while you're in, before you go in. Just make sure you take care of your health. Make sure your health is a priority. So I had some back issues, which stopped me from going to Iraq. So I was medically boarded out of the military. When I got out, I immediately enrolled into Methodist University, which is a college out here in Fayetteville. And because I was disabled, I qualified for a specific program. If you have a percentage that is 30% or higher, they pay for 4 years of college. So that program actually paid for my 4 years of college. And then once I finished that, I utilized my GI Bill, and I obtained my master's. So being in the military and getting out the way I did, they ended up paying for my bachelor's and my master's. So I have no student debt, which is a big blessing in
Hey,
2020. So that's just a path to show you all. And now I work for ForceCom, which is a headquarters command in the Army that's in charge of all the deploying units across the United States and all over the world. And I'm a modeling and simulation analyst. So that's just my path. So the military was just a stepping stone. And that's why I've been preaching this whole time on my soapbox about using this as a tool to get you where you need to go. It doesn't have to be a 20-year thing, maybe a 10-year thing for you, maybe a 5-year. Mine was 4.5, and I utilized them for what I needed, and I'm where I'm at now.
hey, that's what's up. Hey,
That is so good.
Yeah.
congratulations.
Wow.
Thank
That-
you, thank you.
Now you told us all the unicorns and fairy dust part of the stories. Tell them about the struggle when you first transitioned out. I mean,
Woo!
there you go.
Listen. When you get out, transitioning from the healthcare, well, I was blessed enough that I received a percentage where I was able to keep my TRICARE benefits. But transitioning to that VA is a whole different animal. So anybody who's already in, make sure you go into your appointment. Make sure you go into your appointment. Make sure you're going to your appointments for the ones in the back, because I know how soldiers do. I know how they try to make soldiers feel about going to sick call. So don't be that soldier when it's time to get out and process that paperwork. Now you're looking to, get your claim and stuff set up. So go to the doctors.
Yep.
Yep, make sure you go especially when you into it. Okay, so this would be a good one for Andrea. Somebody asked, how hard was it to change your MOS?
Shout out to the Patreon followers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so changing my MOS, I felt like it was harder than it should have been, only because I had some stuff in my paperwork that ended up getting messed up. Because when I came up on, so when I came in the Army, I had a 103 GT score. And for this MOS that I've been having my eye on since I got in the Army, you need a 107 GT score. And so I came in, I signed up for the fast class, and the fast class is that I don't know what it is now, but when I took it, it was a month long. You can go and they basically teach you all of the stuff on the ASVAB. You retake it and try to get a higher score. So it took me about 7 months just to sit for the class that I signed up for. And after I took it once and I got a 105. Did it again, I got a 120.
Oh,
I
wow.
got that
Okay.
120. I got that 120 and I came off because I was going on maternity leave when I took it the second time. So when I got that 120, I came off and I went straight to my commander and I wanted to voluntarily reclass. But for whatever reason, even though I was in the unit for almost a year, a little over a year, he thought I was only there for a few months. So he was like, why, who are you? And why do you think you get to reclass all of a sudden? So I didn't get to do it that way. Then I had to wait for my reenlistment. So when my reenlistment came up, apparently I wasn't a U.S. citizen. So
They tried you like that?
So they somehow, I mean, even though my birth certificate and everything was there, it wasn't in the system. So they were saying that I had to get that fixed. Then I had some tickets and stuff when I came in, like traffic tickets, and you know how you have to get the waivers. Apparently, they couldn't find the waiver that allowed me to come into the Army. So
but you in though.
But I was facing being investigated for fraudulent enlistment.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, how you don't have all this information, but I'm in though. You let me in though.
Exactly. So I'm
Is that
like,
a
what does
thing?
he mean to tell me I'm just trying to re-enlist and I might get arrested for fraudulent enlistment? So it took a while to get all that stuff situated. And then I was able to re-enlist, but not before promising that I wouldn't get promoted and all of this other stuff.
Wow.
So it was harder than, I feel like it was harder than it should have been, but it should be easy. It should be easy. It should be a simple dropping of a 21 of a 48
4187.
yeah, 4187
42 coming out, still in me. Still in me. Still in
or
me.
a simple re-enlistment, but it did not happen like that at all. I'm actually in the process of seeing what's going on with my rank, because I was actually in BLC. So I told them, I signed for the E4 non-promotable slot. Later on down the line, they ended up going under strength for sergeants. And I'm like, oh, let me try to go ahead and get my rank. And so I, I actually checked with division retention. I called up to branch everything before I even went to the board, before I even thought about it, because I was ready. I had been preparing all this time. I go to the board. They basically told me, oh yes, they're under strength, they need sergeants. So when you go to the board and you get your promotable status, let us know so we can start processing your waiver. I get my P status, and then I go to BLC. And while I was in BLC is when I had to drop my promotable status. And I'm like, come on, man. So I dropped my P status just a few months ago. It came back. And I actually made the list for May, ERB and everything updated.
Congrats.
And then it took it back. So I'm just trying to figure out why and what's going to happen. So I'm a little, I won't lie, I'm a little salty because, of course, there was a few other people that was also getting promoted under the same code. When I dropped my P status the first time, they're at 109% strength, and now they're at 146% strength, because I'd be asking. So they promoting somebody unless they just got the numbers wrong the first time.
Wow.
So, yeah, we just trying to figure that out now.
I'm
gonna make the list this time too, but we're gonna see what happens.
That is very tough when you're getting reclassing and trying to get promoted between two different MOS.
Yes.
But I would say the moral to your story is, for people, and I don't even know your background or know you, but I've heard of a lot of stories like that for different soldiers trying to reclass, and it sounds like you probably a hardworking soldier that unit didn't want to get rid of, and that's the moral of that story. But you kept trying and you kept going through the different hurdles. So the moral of that is, if you want it bad enough, then just go get it. Don't let anybody, respectfully, but don't let anybody put up hurdles and then just quitting. Just go get it, because it's a gift and a curse of being a hardworking, valuable soldier, because people don't want to let you go. And then commanders and first sergeants trade out. So they're like, oh, you can put your packet in 6 months, and then they leave, and the new commander come in. They're like, oh, I don't know. I kind of need you. You dependable.
Oh yeah.
So that's what happens. So just keep trucking. It's not hard, but sometimes the system makes it hard.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that.
No, I definitely understand. I've seen that story a lot of times. So.
My husband is currently a Marine, but will be going active with the Army. Any advice? Also, I keep thinking we may be looked at or treated different because of that. Am I overthinking it?
Honestly, I think the Marines are harder than
yeah.
Marines
are hardcore.
They like
exactly.
Not at
all. I don't
all.
think you would be treated any different. I think it'll be probably just the same. If
maybe for him, it'll definitely be maybe a transition. Yeah, it might be an easier transition for him. Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like because I had a few of my chain of command that was like that. They were Marine first, and then they came up to the Army. And I noticed that people expected more of them, especially when it came to the physical aspects of our jobs and stuff like that, because they came from the Marines. So they may say stuff like, "You a Marine, you should be able to do this, X, Y, and Z," and stuff like that. So he may just be held to a higher standard because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Could be.
Okay, this second question looks like a good one for you to answer.
Which one?
This one about the field.
Oh, Lord Jesus. They don't want to hear about my this is ooh, Jesus.
You
This
okay? Go ahead.
Oh yeah, we love to hear about this girly girl Shantavia in the field.
Honey, we was on the news, okay?
What?
Yes. When I was in Fort Bliss, they had us go out to the field. Let me tell y'all, this is really why I got out. I realized the Army just was not for my lifestyle. I was spoiled. Japan had me spoiled. When we went to the field, we would be in barracks rooms. You know what I'm saying? We had showers. We was good. Fast forward, I get to Fort Bliss. It's time to go to the field. Oh, we went to the field. I mean, sand blowing. We had the goggles on in my mouth, tents. I was using baby wipes. I used so many baby wipes, and I was so thankful. Baby wipes didn't even do nothing for me. Like, it was the worst experience of my entire life. It snowed, which is why we made the news. Army wives, or the spouses that was back home, they were upset that their husbands and family members were in the field and it was snowing. We were in the middle of the desert. And it was -3 degrees with wind chill. It was terrible. And that's when I decided at that point, the Army was not for me. So for me, it's terrible. I hate it. And I don't want to wish that on nobody, and I would never do it again. It's like camping on steroids. Like, it's ridiculous.
You so spoiled.
I hated it. I'm telling you, like, I really mean that. Like, I hated it.
And this one,
I can't even give you a field experience because, like, I'm like her. When we went,
imagine squatting to use the bathroom and the snow is falling through the porta potty as you're squatting to use the bathroom, and the porta potty's been sitting out there for days. So you can only imagine what's in there, what it smells like. It's disgusting. I can't do it.
Yeah, no,
I cannot do it.
See, but because me on the other hand, I like going to the field. At my last unit, towards the end of being there, my chain of command got amazing. Like, I had a good chain of command, but in the beginning, no, it was really, really, really toxic leadership. And you felt it throughout the unit. But when it came to like the Joes, like the guys and stuff that I was around, because it wasn't that many, I was with a bunch of mortars and scouts and snipers and stuff like that. So when it came to like the females, it was only a few of us. And so it was like a kind of like a little sister aspect. And then I'm trying to keep up with the guys. I want to be one of the guys too. So when we would go out there, it was just, it was just we all going through this nonsense together. But it was fun. I mean, you sleeping in those tents, you dirty, you on the ground in Fort Stewart, you hear the hogs and stuff running around. So
it's fun.
I'm gonna miss it. I keep telling myself I'm about to be in a hospital. I got to start watching my mouth. My filler word is the F word, like my first sergeant. So I'm like, what in the world was I thinking coming over here?
Oh yeah, it's totally different. That medic life is totally night and day different.
Oh yeah.
But the field is I think, like she said, you build a certain level of camaraderie, and like we all been through basic training where it's like it's not the most fun. So you kind of bond with the people that you go through the tough times with, and that's kind of like what the field is about. Like, you training, you dirty, you sweaty, you just doing the same drills over and over again to make sure you get it right. And so you kind of go through it with your battle buddies to your left and your right, and you build that camaraderie and you build that relationship. So then you go back, and if y'all ever see them soldiers coming back to the field and be like, oh, they buck wild. Yes, because it sucked. Like, that's
really bad.
You know what I'm saying? So we about to buy out the Class 6, and we about to turn up.
You know when people go into the field, because that line at every PX be out the door. You know it.
Yes, but if you go into the field, though, get your supplies, get you some sunflower seeds,
get you some snacks,
get your snacks,
get your hand warmers, you know,
energy drinks, all of that.
Yep.
Okay, so this is a good question. She said that her family lives in Sudan.
You'll get you your lickies and chewies.
Yeah.
That's a must.
She said she usually visits them at the end of the year. Are there any restrictions overseas where a soldier can take their vacation? So usually, I mean, I know that there may be some places that are
It's on the restricted.
restricted list. Oh, okay. So I didn't know if that is. I know there are places on the restricted list where you cannot go. And
Honestly, at this point with COVID-19, we
Yeah.
still restricted here in North
everything
Carolina.
is
So,
Everything restricted
pretty
right
much
now.
military.
So it's whatever is on the normally the DoD policy follows the national guidance. So whatever is on the United States critical travel list, like AKA, I don't even know if Afghanistan's on there anymore, but Iraq, Syria, North Korea, then you can't travel to. Sudan's not on there right now, so there's no restrictions. But what there is depending on where you're going, depending on the security clearance level that you have, there is additional paperwork that you may need to do, but there are no restrictions for you to where you can't go, and you may need to put in your request a little bit sooner.
oh yeah, briefings. Sometimes they require briefings. Your unit, they want to sit down and let you know hot spots, areas to go to. There might be certain customs or things you can't wear or do. So they like to brief you when you put in your leave packets to go to those type of
Never heard
locations.
this much of Shantavia's professional
I
voice.
know. I like
You know what I'm saying? I switch it up. You know, I switch it up.
I see she switching up. I'm like, yo, she don't have no Hennessy in there.
Okay, what else we got?
But hey, make sure you do your paperwork because them 42s will lose your paperwork. So
Hold up, don't be coming for us. I'm not good. Don't be coming for us like that.
So Lawanda has been like an avid subscriber lately. She been watching all my videos.
Oh, she's leaving.
All the videos, yes. But she says she's leaving, and she's a little scared. Is there anything she should be worried about?
nope. You got this.
You got it, girl.
Basic training was fun for me.
It was.
It was fun.
They hated me. They hated my guts, but it was fun.
So question, okay, so
in basic.
Lawanda's at, so y'all give Lawanda a piece of advice for her. Everybody go through, all y'all give her one piece of advice for her before she goes.
Oh.
So let me go first. So my piece of advice.
You was ready?
So my piece of advice is to don't take it personal. Like if the drill sergeant yell at you or whatever, don't take it personal like that they are personally attacking you. They do it for everybody. It is a tactic to help break you down as an individual and build you back up like as a team with your platoon, with your squad or whoever, to teach you about military life. So it's just like something to help you. Like look at it as a helping tool. I know it's hard to see it, but look at it as a helping. They can't physically put their hands on you, touch you, hurt you. So I mean, the most they could do is just yell. So that's all I got.
What you got there? Is it Andrea?
Yeah.
Andrea, what do you have?
Yeah, Andrea. So I'm gonna say definitely don't take it personal, but also listen and learn. I know when I went through basic, I got my feelings hurt a lot because again, they can't. They're there to break you down. So one of my favorite drill sergeants, she would talk about my son. She would talk about me. She would talk about my family. That little thing that they would do with the drill sergeant hat that you can't touch it. Anything that I needed to pick up, she made sure she dropped her drill sergeant hat right on whatever it was. I'm telling you, girl, it is a mind game. Okay, just make sure you have to play the game. Honestly, being here, so I'm doing a 68 Charlie course because of that drill sergeant. All the stuff that I'm doing and all the stuff that I was prepared for when it came to toxic leadership, when it came to being a female in the Army, was because of this drill sergeant. And when I came in as a chemical soldier, I told her, I'm like, I want to be a medic. She said, don't you be a medic. She was a medic herself. She said, don't you be a medic. When you get out, look up 68 Charlie. That's exactly what I did. She sat down and she had a heart to heart with us because at a certain point, everybody was just like, I'm ready to go. Like, because you get there because you're supposed to be broken down, and we definitely got broke off. But she had a heart to heart with us. Like, listen, I'm about to go to school. I'm about to be a PA in the Army. You know, this is you can, the sky's the limit if you just let it be. And I started looking into that, and that's the only reason why I'm going for my PA. I went to Starbucks here today, and I saw this little lady. I heard that voice, and instantly, and that was 4 years ago when I went to basic. I turned around, I'm like, I know who that is. And I said, drill sergeant. She turned around, she got her lieutenant bar on. She a PA now, you know, and I'm following in her footsteps. And she's like, same mannerism. She's like, hey, I know you. And I'm like, man, this is crazy. I'm like, you know what? You were what my nightmares was made out of. And she's like, but I'm nice now. And I'm like, you're right. And I had a whole heart to heart with her. So they're not there to, your drill sergeants don't hate you. They really, really, really do want what's best for you. Just keep that in mind. They just have to do what they have to do to turn you into a soldier.
Yes. That's some good advice.
That's good. Somebody cutting onions in here?
What you got, Shantavia?
My biggest thing would be save your money. Yeah, save your money. There's gonna be a lot of people trying to spend $20 on sneaker bars, on M&Ms, on Skittles that come in the MREs, or cough drops. It gets crazy in basic. Trust when I say you get desperate. And desperate times calls for desperate measures. Don't be one of those soldiers that run to the PX, because when you first get your check and you get access to your bank account and you're able to purchase some things, you're gonna have a couple of checks that have stacked up. So I don't know about anybody else, but when I joined, that was the most money I had seen in my bank account since I was in the. So I was pretty excited, and I was just swiping away like, "Ooh, I need this, I need pens, I need," and you really don't need all that stuff. You don't need all those bags. You don't need all that, the sweatsuits and the extra. We know you're in the Army. Like, they're gonna give you stuff. Be happy with the stuff they give you. Don't OD with the teddy bears and just the extraness. Like, it's nice. I know your mom and dad might want a sweatshirt, your brother, your daughter, your son, or whatever, but don't OD on it. Save your money because you're gonna need it when you transition to your first duty station. I hit a little hiccup when I transitioned to Japan. I had swiped that card. I had went on leave, and I was excited. And then when it was time to end process, and I had to pay for that hotel room, baby girl came up a little short, and I had to call my parents. Call my parents to help me out. So I'm only telling you from experience. Do not spend all that money when they let you out on those little occasions that you're gonna get. Save your bread.
That's good.
I went broke when I went to basic. I went broke because I wasn't getting no. I wasn't getting paid right. I was getting just my base pay. No,
they've been messing with you since you came in.
The money that was going into my account was way less than what was coming out, because I set all my bills and stuff automatically before I went to basic. And when we went to the PX, that first trip, we got my card declined. I'm like, that's funny. I'm swiping everything. Ain't nothing going through. And I'm talking to the drill sergeant, the one drill sergeant that made my life hell. I was like, so my card is declining. Well, you should have worried, and you should have thought about your finances. I'm like, no, my card's on decline. She said, who is this private talking to me, talking about her cards don't decline? My accounts was negative. Credit cards was canceled. It almost lost my whole storage. My credit score was a 420. And I couldn't handle it until I got to AIT. I was literally walking around like a zombie, like, oh. I was stressed.
Yes, that's some good advice.
I was stressed.
To watch.
And real quick, don't buy a car. We just made it to second phase in AIT. Oh, snap. Some of these students might see this. We just made it to second phase in AIT, and literally every last one of them went and got a new car. And
Lord Jesus, I talk about don't buy a car.
Yep. Me and the other prior service, we about to start a poll. Like, how many do you think got a APR that's over 12%?
Do not buy a car.
Yes. Don't do it. Don't do it.
They all got cars.
Let me shout out real quick. Comfort Jado, thank you so much for the super chat. You are another one of my loyal subscribers, so thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. You didn't have to do it. You should go visit me over on my Patreon, Toya, as well. That way y'all can get perks. But going back to Shantavia, I want to talk about Shantavia's comment a little bit, because my soldier that I have now, my newest soldier, just graduated from basic training in December. Same thing happened to him as what happened with Andrea as far as his money. They wasn't paying him all his money. So when he got to his first duty station, he was in the hole because his money wasn't coming through. And he was telling me today, just it's funny today, that when they graduate basic training, I guess they come and sell you a bunch of stuff. So like how you said, don't spend your money.
They do that now?
Yeah, he was like, you know how they sell you a bunch of stuff? I was like, no, they didn't sell me stuff. So he said, people come when you graduate, like on your last day, and they sell you T-shirts and hats and pictures and all of this stuff to try. And he said people were spending money buying all this stuff.
Before y'all go in, don't judge, because we're gonna be selling some Armyprinncess gear.
Really? Really? And you gonna do that job?
No, on the reals though, don't buy a new car. You don't need no new car. And I hate to be like that. I don't even recognize Shantavia up there talking about save your money. I don't even know who that is.
You know, I'm grown up now. I'm grown up.
He had all the fresh J's and was crushing it. Oh,
no, Shantavia used to be on what's that, Dr. J?
Yes, but you know what? Know better, do better. So shout out to you. But I do want to say two things to Lawanda and OCW. I see you about to ship out too. Don't volunteer for anything. Keep your head low. Blend in with the crowd. So you keep your head low. Don't be the loudest. Don't be the quietest. Right in the middle. That's all. You don't have to be the fastest. Don't be the slowest.
That's it.
Don't do the most. Don't do the least. Right in the middle. I'm just telling you, that'll get you by everywhere. Don't volunteer for anything. Right in the middle. The second part, the most important thing, is remember why you joined, because there's going to be tough days. If it was easy, everybody would do it. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be hard, and I'm not going to sit up here and lie to you, but just remember why you do it. And on those tough days, those tough nights, just think about, you know what? There is going to be an end. You might not be able to see the trees through the forest, but there is going to be an end to it. So you got this. And OCW, I see somebody answered your question about the lease. Civil Service Members Relief Act. So that is for active duty service members. So technically, you can utilize it once you sign your contract.
Oh yeah, get up out of that. Show them orders, deuces.
Yeah, you get out that cell phone bill, whatever.
All of that. Show them orders, deuces.
Yep. So if you have a question about that, because I'm big on that. If you have a question about that, email Ashley at her Gmail account, and we'll walk you through that. But don't let them screw you over on your lease. Sorry.
Yes, real quick, I want to actually comment on that. So the SCRA, I actually had to sue my old finance company under that protection, because they repossessed my car the day I left for basic training. Not because I was behind in any payments, not because of anything. What? They literally looked at it like, oh, she's going to the Army, she's not going to pay for this anymore. They traveled clear across the country, because I had drove 20 something hours to drop off my son and to drop off my car to my grandmother. They drove clear out there to take it. And, you know, everybody else, like when it came to my furniture and stuff like that I had prior to, as soon as I said, and I was in the Army and I dropped those orders, they instantly did what they needed to do. And, you know, that is even retroactive. So some of them had to pay me some money back. But these people, they ruined my credit. They were just, it was ridiculous. But at the end of it, I ended up getting in touch with the Department of Justice, actually, because you know, when I was going back and forth to JAG and stuff, they weren't really helping me. When you try to find a military lawyer, a lot of them specialize in military divorce and like criminal and stuff like that. So I took it upon myself and I did my own research, and I sent so many emails. But once I got in touch with the right people, Department of Justice jumped all over it. Over it. So they definitely take those protections seriously.
Very. American Express sent us all our money back. I'm telling you, we got a fat check.
I'm trying to see what the next question, because we about to get off the live real in a minute.
Hey, but shout out to everybody that's about to join. I see a lot of people about to.
Yes, a lot of people. Thank you for your service.
I was just about to say, follow Armyprinncess, join the Patreon. We're gonna start with the Patreon followers. I know she over here talking about she gonna write everybody. She don't have time to sleep. So I'm gonna just tell y'all right now, we're gonna have to prioritize it. But y'all jump in so she can write you all. We got some merchandise coming. It's dropping. It's coming, and it's gonna be a game changer. It's gonna be something y'all ain't never seen before.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready.
Excited, y'all.
Okay.
I think that's pretty much all the
Right here.
questions.
You know, that's a money question. You know, I'm all about that money.
Go ahead.
So set up a bank account. I'm biased. I'm gonna tell you straight up. USAA. The reason why I like USAA for a bank account. Now, some of their prices is higher when you talk about getting a home loan, when you talk about getting a vehicle loan, when you talk about getting insurance. A little bit of that stuff is higher because USAA has transitioned from a service-oriented business to a capitalistic business. But when you talk about just getting a general bank account, USAA is probably one of the best because they are built for military, by military and for military.
Yes.
They were built just for officers. So if you know anything about the military, you know if it was just for officers, it was good. So they were built just for officers, and so that's a good one. If you want a physical bank,
Navy Federal.
every
Navy Federal is really
Fed,
good.
Penn Fed, one of those banks. I don't like Bank of America.
I don't like them either.
Commercial banks. I don't like them personally, but that's just my personal opinion. Y'all please chime in. You want to give your personal opinion? You didn't want to jump in on this one, did you?
I signed up for USAA at my very first duty station, and I've been with them ever since, and I haven't had an issue. So
Yeah, I had
got
USAA.
USAA and Navy Federal.
Yep.
That's the same. Navy Federal, USA.
Yep. So.
Mm.
Ooh,
somebody say, how you deal with toxic leadership? Ooh,
that's a good one.
document.
I think we're gonna have to
document. That's all I can say.
Yes.
When I was going through my medical board, I don't know why people act like I was taking money personally out of their pockets.
Tell them again.
But there were people that were really upset that I was going through a medical board.
what?
Oh yeah, honey, they were mad.
Crabs in a barrel.
Yeah, because when you get out, you're about to get this percentage that sets you up. You're out, So I don't know, but they felt like I was taking money out of their pocket. So I definitely dealt with a lot of toxic leadership. One thing I will say, you always maintain your military bearing. Do not get disrespectful, because you can't defend disrespect.
Who is this?
I know.
Who is this?
I'm proud of her. Look at her.
I'm not playing with y'all. You can't defend disrespect, and they're always gonna win. So you tuck your tail. Sometimes you got to tuck your tail, and it sucks. I had to bite my tongue plenty of times. I was on some medication. I had got it down to my profile to where I was able to go home every day at 12 o'clock. So my supervisor was pissed about that. Yeah, she was pissed that I was able to do that. So she would say stuff like, "Oh, you could stay for the training and just take a no-dose." That type of stuff. It makes you upset. But like I said, I bit my tongue. You know what I'm saying? You just document, you write it down. There are several avenues that you can utilize. One that I say that a lot of people shun from is mental health. When you're under a lot of pressure, you're by yourself, you travel a lot, you're meeting different people at these different duty stations. Sometimes that can get to you. So mental health, like I said, that is an avenue. They have the IG is also an avenue, but I always tell people every boss, every supervisor has a supervisor. So make sure you're utilizing that chain of command. Every boss has a boss. Somebody has to report to somebody. So if you got to go to that person's boss, and if they're not doing anything, you let them know, hey, I went to you, you're not doing anything, so now I'm going to go to your boss. So just utilize your chain of command. And like I said, date and time. You can't argue date and time. Who said what? What time was it? Where were you at? How did that make you feel? And just keep it in a book. Soldiers, we keep pens on us, and I'm saying us like I'm still in. We keep pens and pads on you. So just take that out, jot it down, and like I said, utilize your avenues, but maintain your bearing, because they will get you every time, and you'll end up with some type of paperwork on you that'll take your money or your rank.
Hey, before
Yeah.
Andrea starts, I feel like you say, pens and paper is important to soldiers. I feel like Army Princess is
Get
gonna
him in
help y'all with. I see you. I saw you, Chris Paul. Good looking out, Chris
I'm gonna
Paul.
help you with the pens and the paper,
You know what I'm
so
saying?
you can be the best soldier you can be.
You
You know what? What's crazy? Let me see. So when she said the whole pens and paper thing, I just look at my last unit. I had this NCO. Actually, it was a few of them. Um, it was one of my newer NCO. It was one of the new NCOs, and then it was another one that they would click up. And for whatever reason, it was just nonsense. And it got to the point where anything anybody said to me, because I've been in for 4 years. I've never had negative counseling. I've never felt a PT test. I've never had any adverse action. And why is that? Because I just follow directions. It's too easy. It's too easy to just do what you're told to do. But for whatever reason, these NCOs was on me. Like, I made sure my uniform was crisp every day. I made sure my patches was never frayed. My hair slicked back. I had to. I was walking on eggshells, and I wanted to make sure I was good every single day, because I don't want to give anybody a reason to say anything to me. And so every time this NCO would open his mouth and say something to me, when he would try to cancel me, I had a notepad right here. Pull it out. I'm sorry, can you repeat that, please? No, you said, who told you that? No, no, you just told me somebody told you something. Can you tell me who? Okay. So when we had to speak to the sergeant major, he literally said, he's like, well, I don't like talking. And this is a sergeant first class. And he had the nerves to tell this our sergeant major, I don't like talking to specialist sergeants because I feel like I'm being interrogated every time I talk to her. Well, if you wasn't lying and having me write stuff down, you wouldn't feel like you've been interrogated.
exactly.
I
And
felt like she just asked
I
me
will
one time I
also
came back from the club.
I mean, he's watching his tongue though. I bet you he's watching what he said at that point. You
he
thinking
did,
about what come out your mouth, because you
yes,
know I'm writing it
because
down.
yes, and it got to the point where being where I was at with some of the people that I was with, I felt like I had to tone myself down, because like I said, I'm good at PT, not running. I'm not good at running. But it got to the point where I'm like, you know what? Let me just turn up on them one time. Let me show them that just because I'm standing at 5'2" and I'm 120 pounds, I'm not to be played with. I take my job serious. And as a specialist, having people under me, I take my role as a leader serious. You know what I'm saying? So when we go to the gym and stuff like that, yeah, you might be able to do more pull-ups than me, but come on, let's get on this obstacle course. Let's get on this ground and let's do some sit-ups. Let's do some push-ups. Let's go. Let me show you that we right here. And you're not gonna disrespect me all off the fact that you don't like me for whatever reason. When I first got in, I had an issue with being not only being a single mother in the Army at that point, being a Black female at that. And I don't know if that's a sensitive topic for some people, but it's reality. It's reality for a lot of people. And so I do try to tell a lot of young girls, you have to switch up how you act and the way you are. Because with me, when I get passionate about something, my voice may get a little higher. My words are going to come out a little bit more stern. I may have a little bit more movement. And I realized early on, like, I can't do that because that's coming off aggressive. And like, I have an attitude to some people when I'm just trying to be serious and get my point across. It's a lot of stuff that I put up with coming in, sexual harassment, EO stuff, and being a private in the Army. I didn't know how to deal with that because these are higher up people that I'm dealing with. So they didn't teach us how to go about reporting and how to say stuff. What they teach you is an NCO is always right. So this person is saying this to me. I guess I can't say anything about it, but I learned how to maneuver around that. And so when it came to being a parent, I learned how to respectfully put people in their place. I was told by a one-star herself, no rank is above being corrected as long as you do it the right way. And I took that and I ran with it, because you're not, rank is rank, and I'm always respect rank. But it gets to a point where some people probably don't really realize that they're being disrespectful. I've gotten demeaned about makeup that I wear, to the point that I stopped wearing makeup at one point. The way I walk, I have a very distinct walk, and I get
I've heard that
attacked
too. A
on the
couple
way that I
soldiers.
walk. And so it's like little things like that. from my leadership, the very people that I should be able to go to, I couldn't. Like when it comes to little comments and stuff being made, they just sweep it under the rug. Have people walking up to me, feeling my ponytail, telling me that my hair feels like a Brillo pad. Why are you touching me in the first place? So when it comes to dealing with toxic leadership, you have to, one, have a level head. Don't let your emotions get the best of you. And if you feel that you can't, like if you feel too passionate or you feel too upset, don't say anything. Don't say anything.
That's the best thing.
Just
that is the
let
best
it
advice.
let it happen, and then walk off and tell whoever you need to.
That's good advice.
You know I want to add something to that.
Go ahead.
You already know. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna start with something, but I want to talk, and I'm gonna start with where she left off. And this is a very important quote that my mentor told me. Never miss a moment to shut up. Never miss the opportunity to shut up. Now, I don't mean just, take everything and be quiet. But like she said, sometimes if you feel like you're in the heat of the moment, then maybe that's not the time. And everything that Andrea said, I equated to professionalism. Yeah. Everything she said was professionalism. She didn't write down notes and say, well, I'm jotting down everything you said. She was just like, what did you say? So I can get it right. So there's a level of defending yourself and being professional. Mm-hmm. And in the military, listen, you all, this is in the military, you, like Shantavia said, you lose every single time you get disrespectful.
Every time.
Out of 100 times, if you lose professionalism, you lost. Mm-hmm. It don't matter. You lost. So you have to maintain that professionalism. How you deal with toxic leadership. Don't be a toxic leader.
Ooh.
Take notes and say, that's what I don't want to do.
Ooh.
And then you do what these ladies are doing. You mentor and you teach and you reach out and you say, this is what you don't do. This is how you deal with it. All those experiences that she went through, she's gonna teach the next person, like, this is how you handle it. These ladies all gave y'all advice on how to deal with it in the most professional way possible. So that is what you do, and you don't just take it and keep it, because that's a gift card that is not activated. You need to activate that gift card and pass it on to someone else. Mm-hmm. So I'm back off my soapbox. I'm done. I'm drinking this bourbon barrel Cabernet wine.
No, but that's good advice. I really like that experience. Not that experience, but you know what I mean? You were able to learn something from the experience and able to teach and mentor all these people, these 25 people that's watching. So thank you for that. That's very, very good advice for how to deal with toxic leadership. So.
And we finna flip it real quick, y'all. Y'all know I'm good for that. I forgot a long time ago. I'm apologize to both of y'all. Listen, we finna put a plug in for these ladies and their business.
Oh, drop my. Where they went? I'm about to say I got all excited. Where they went?
Wait, what just happened? They just disappeared.
They go.
I'm ready.
I was ready for my drop.
I know. Hey, it's all good.
I was like, I'm ready for my drop. I did my face. You know what? Lord, just drop again.
I didn't even have time to do my makeup. I'm all greasy.
I was rushing. I was definitely rushing. I couldn't do the complete face, but I did my eyes, y'all. I did my eyes.
Hey, y'all. I'm not gonna say.
Is that wine getting to y'all over there? Y'all okay?
No, I was just trying to scroll up to see the comments, but I'm not gonna touch it.
Don't touch anything no more, because that wine, your eyes is a little low. I see you over there. You know
that's a best friend. Hey, don't do
I know you.
I keep seeing her drink from that cup, and I'm like,
oh yeah, them lashes get.
I should have poured me a glass.
Them lashes is lower and lower, honey. Like.
Hey. That joint is, and then, hey, every time it goes out, she looks at me like, I didn't touch it. And I'm like, but I saw you touch it. Like, I don't
I'm
know.
ready for my drop. Can I
Okay, no. On the real stuff, listen, y'all. And we fully believe in this. You got to support each other. And we about to build a military YouTubers community. But it's not what we're here for. So, Shantavia, her Instagram, she got the makeup eyelash extension service. Hey, she gave me the professional list. I see you. Hey, follow her on Instagram at BS Queens with 2 S's.
Two S's.
And
BS
she's in
Queen.
the Fayetteville area.
I got
North
you.
Carolina.
Facebook, BS space Queens. All right. That's her Instagram and Facebook. And then follow Andrea Siobhan. Did I get that right?
Yes, Andrea Siobhan.
Hey,
Yes.
follow Andrea Siobhan at Instagram _Andrea Siobhan. You can see the spelling on the screen. And YouTube, follow her on Andrea Siobhan. Hey, listen, y'all, we got to support each other. If we don't do it for each other, who will? So you know what I'm saying? Hey, we got to support each other, work together. We build each other up. It's not crabs in a barrel. We boost each other up, and we reach down and pick up. I'm off my soapbox. I'm done. I'm back to my wine.
I need to go get a glass.
I'm plugging their stuff in.
But let me
right
tell
now.
y'all though, for real, like, hey, y'all don't drink red wine. But if you do, get the bourbon barrel aged ones. It's good in the mind.
Is it actually good? Because people be telling me wine is sweet, and when I taste it, it be bitter.
It depends on the kind you get.
Oh yeah, you got to work your way up. But then, let me tell you what you do. Take a trip to Napa.
Here they go. Look, they real wine drinkers over there. They real wine drinkers.
No, we pretend. We ain't real.
I go to the grocery store. I'm a grocery store drinker. I get my wine from the grocery. They real wine drinkers over
I'll
there.
tell you, you're not finna do that because I get my wine from Sam's Club. So you
Oh, do you?
I'm keeping in terms of my box wine.
On the real, they got the good stuff at Sam's.
Yeah.
It's cheaper, and then you pour it in the
And you get a bigger bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Look, bang for your buck.
No.
Bang for your buck. Look.
But I just plug their information in the comment section so y'all can have the information. I know I think it was Monica Rios. That's what I was trying to do when I clicked off the live. But Monica Rios has some questions for Andrea. So her Instagram handle is there. You can DM her. Look, I'm just telling people to DM you. DM her or
For real? She might got a man.
follow her on YouTube. She has a YouTube channel and check her out on YouTube as well. But we're going to go ahead and end this live, y'all. We've been on here for an hour and a half. Thank you all for tuning into the live. And thank you all for being my panel members on this live. Y'all can stay on for a few minutes.
Thank
You're welcome.
All right. See y'all.
All right.
So y'all stay on.